Hello, welcome to the video. I would just like to preface this and say I am very new to the whole streaming, recording, talking business. So if you really hate um, dead air and someone saying like and a lot, this might not be the video for you. But and also I do not talk on a script, obviously, very clearly. I've already had to restart this video many times. Uh, but I just wanna set a few things real quick. So if this game looks a little bit familiar, well, I mean, you may have played Impressive Title back in the day, which might be why you clicked on this video. Or if you came past 2010, 2011, I can't remember exactly. Um, but if you played a game called Feral Heart, same creator that made Feral Heart made this game. So this game was before Feral Heart, and this game was well, I mean, it was very similar to Feral Heart. However, when Feral Heart first launched, I know that there was no items. I don't even think there was prey. It has been a very, very long time. So I played Impressive Title back in 2009. So in 2009, I was 11. Uh, it is 2025 today, right now. I am 27 years old. I only played this game probably I don't know, like a year and a half, 2 years at the most. And then it got closed down. Um, so this game made its mark on me. Like, uh, someone showed me this game back in 2009, that also really inspired me to take more of a deep interest in drawing and um, kind of add more depth and character to my drawings. Like, this guy right here. Uh, this is this is Corpsey, and this is 2012 Corpsey with no preset, which I'm sure I'll brush past talking about that eventually too. But so credit where credit is due. I don't know if this was a solo project or not, but the main creator is this guy right here, Kovu LKD. Uh, I know that he had like a staff team. I don't know for sure if he had like anyone else working on the game with him or if this is considered an indie game. Um, I have not done much research or anything for this video or any other coming videos. This is basically just based on my memory of the game and my previous knowledge of the game, and from playing other servers after the original game shut down. This is like words and hearsay that people have said to me, around me, whatever. It's just information that I randomly know, and this game is considered very obscure at this point. The people that played it still are keeping it alive, but I think it's a very incredible, amazing thing that people are still keeping this game alive. That it is not. I'm not the only person that this game has had like a chokehold on for the last over a decade now. It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. Like this game was pretty much a little tiny blip in my life, yet I find myself thinking about it quite a lot. Um, so also this game, it is not Roblox, it is not Feral Heart, it is its own separate, unique entity. But Kovu LKD, he did make Feral Heart after, well, probably during this while this game was still open and running and whatever. Um, Again, do your own research if you want to fact check whatever. You can also, leave me a comment. Uh, I will correct myself. I will pin your comment. I will also try to fact check you to make sure, this is 100% accurate. If you're coming in for the lore and everything of this game. Oop, it's raining, it's a little loud. But yeah, so I I think originally Kovu did not expect this game to become as popular, quote unquote, as it was. It was still like a very um not well known game. Man, that is loud. Sorry. um, but it definitely had its little community. I met quite a few people from this game that again have left their mark on me for sure. Um, so yeah, when this game came out, I was only 11 years old. I am 27 years old. I still think about this game. But so anyway, before I get lost in the wave there, this intro has already been probably fucking 10 minutes at least. Um, but so yeah, I don't think that Kovu really expected this game to get popular. From my understanding, he was just a student. Uh, yeah, I don't think this was like a school project, but I think that he used what he learned in school to create this and everything. And he was also just, a huge fan of The Lion King. Uh, Corpsey here looks more like a canine. But I also think that LKD stands for Lion King Dude, and also, Kovu is in fact a Lion King character, so he was very inspired by the Lion King movies, and he wanted to make a little simple chat room essentially for his friends, is what I remember hearing. Again, millionth time, fact check if you want to be absolutely sure. I'm kind of just talking from what I remember. So, I also believe this game, he just got really tired of people hacking and doing all this other nonsense bullshit that was ruining the experience for a lot of the players and himself too. You will always have people that aren't great and they will try to tear down something good that you're trying to do. This game, like I said, I don't think that he expected it to blow up the way that it did. It still wasn't, it wasn't fucking big MMO where millions of people were online. But a lot of the codes and stuff were accessible to pretty much anyone that just downloaded the game. You could kind of mess with the files, and people messed with the files. Um, I remember right here in default, this is like the main map that you would spawn into. Default. It's just the default. Um, but there's collision, whatever. I remember you could remove some of the collision, and it would appear to you that like this whole map is underwater, but you could basically like sit up in the air and it would appear like you're floating to other people uh, because you have changed your code, but they haven't, so it just looks like you're floating. Uh, I mean, people did a lot worse than that. I mean, that is not game breaking. That was just kind of like a little illusionary trick and whatever. Sometimes you would see people come in and be fucking massive, like just they would change their size of their character because it gets locked at I think size one, and then you can move the little slider. I'll show you guys later or in a separate video. And also, yeah, I don't want any nasty comments about how I'm rambling and yapping. You can skip ahead in the video. I will be rambling and tripping over my words and saying and like a lot. I know I already said that, but I'm just gonna say it again because I'm new. I'm new to all this. I'm trying to find my footing here. I really am. But uh, so I mean, what do you do in this game? What do you do? Well, as you can see, I have a little friend here. He is a little boss guy. We're not gonna yap about him yet. He's not important yet. Um, but so you may see these around also. So these are different maps that you can go to, and within those maps there is prey to kill. And the uh the prey has a very low chance to drop an item. Uh, and one of the most common items is a spike collar right here. I know this item, and this item are all from the original game. I believe many years ago I downloaded uh, an items pack. I'm so sorry. I don't remember the creator. I'm so sorry. Oh, and the shades too. This is like one of the original items. So a very common. Actually, I think the shades, rose, and the spike collar are very common. Oh, and the tailfire. That is also an item. But this is a very rare item. I believe this is a private item. I don't think you could actually get this in the original game. Like I said, it has been so long. It has been so long. So forgive me for not remembering everything. Um, oh yes, another. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm all over the place. These are also items. Those were added many, well, not many, but many months later. Uh, in like a little Halloween update that Kovu blessed upon us. Uh, so we are gonna get up soon. We are going to explore some of the other maps. But yeah, so basically this game was a chat room where you could take your friends and go hunting with them, and it's really not that in depth. It's really not that yeah, in depth, I guess. Would be the best word to describe it. It's a very simple game. You go out, you hunt, and you come back and you sit in default and you show off to people. Look at my cool items. People also would make their own custom character designs. Corpsey is very bland and basic because I have not made him a preset or anything. I made a few attempts many years ago, but they did not turn out so hot. I feel like I could probably do better now, but why bother, you know? So, can you download this game, this server? No. This game this server is just a server that I made back in 2012. Um, so again, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but Kovu, when he moved to making Feral Heart and released Feral Heart. I don't know if they overlapped. I don't know if he shut down Impressive Title and opened Feral Heart, or if they were running at the same time for a while. But I remember when Feral Heart opened, he didn't want to deal with any of the nonsense from Impressive Title, the the hacking, the items, the prey, anything. It was pretty much just a chat room where, well, I mean, same thing. You could customize your character and all that. I believe people also could do presets for Feral Heart, but it was pretty much just really basic bare bones. And I remember I played Feral Heart for a little bit, but it just really it didn't it didn't stick the same way like this game did. And I know that he added items in later, but I don't think they actually dropped from anything. I think you could just pick or like equip them from the character creator screen or something. But I was very nostalgic for this game. I This game had such a tight hold on me that I didn't really like the new models or anything of Feral Heart. I really wanted to stay in this game. I made a lot of friends in this game, and I made a lot of memories in this game. But times change, and I think he was just really tired of the way that this game was kind of devolving. People were being not great people. Um, and I think he was just tired of it. But again, fact check me. Um, the Feral Heart transition is kind of blurry to me. I have such vague memories about Feral Heart. Um, but oh, this game, so many memories. This game. Like he very clearly put a lot of work into this game. Like it may seem very simple and may get very boring to people very quickly. The models may look very janky and ugly and whatever you want to call them, but to me it's just like, man, this really it's so nostalgic to me. Like I You don't need a game that looks like fucking GTA 6 coming out whatever. Like this is just I could, if this game was still around, like I would be playing this shit. Hell yeah, I would. But Kovu did a very unique thing. Well, I'm sure developers have done this before, but uh, it was a very unexpected thing. So he uploaded the framework, the source code, whatever you want to call it, and to this game, and he basically was like, "All right, have fun. I'm out." Uh, he is he is a ghost on the internet. He is a ghost in the community. He would show up sometimes in Impressive Title, and people would swarm around him because he's basically our Lord and Savior in Impressive Title. Like uh, he was the one true God of Impressive Title. I mean, what can I say? You know, he made a mark on so many people, and a lot of people were inspired by him. And I feel like he just didn't. He wasn't about that. He wasn't about that. Uh, I think it kind of got out of his hands, and I think it became more than what he bargained for. Um, and he was probably just really tired of the hackers and all the bullshit that came with it. Um, and Like his deviant art and whatever else, like people just don't uh they haven't contacted him. They haven't been able to contact him. It has been a couple years now. I don't know if like he has reached out. I have no idea. I've been very out of touch with the community for a few years now. But um yeah, he just kind of dropped a couple hit games and said see you later. But yeah, it was a very amazing thing that he did for the community. Uh, and in 2012 is when I made this server. So uh, on a website called Keto, like this, it stood for Keeping Impressive Title Open. It was a forums page. I don't know the status of it anymore. I have not even looked it up for this video. Sorry. Like I said, I'm just kind of uh, saying whatever the hell I remember. I am very out of touch. I am very out of touch, and I'm sorry for that. Um, I just be rambling. I just be rambling. But that allowed people to open up their own servers if they wanted to. They could follow the very well, not very simple, because even if you go to the forums now, you'll see my dumbass like making like 50 threads being like, what does this mean? How do I fix this? What do I do? But I was only like 14 when I made this server. Uh, but I have zero intentions of ever opening this game to the public to anything. So if you're looking for the download link, there is not one. I'm sorry. This is basically just my old playground server that I was dragging from hard drive to computer to hard drive to computer, and just dragging it on with me through my entire life, basically, which is honestly crazy to think about. Um, I don't even know if you can still make your own server or not. I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about the forum status or anything anymore. But so why did I make this server then if I have no intentions of anything for it? Well, because again, just nostalgia, and it's just an incredible experience to be able to bring such a piece with me. Like I would be so starving. I would be so starving if he had just completely been like, nope, okay, that's it. The game is closed. That's it for everybody. But it's very unbelievable that he was able to bestow this gift on his community, and I will forever be grateful for that. Um, Now there are many servers that have come and gone that were public that you could play for free. Uh, Many tried and failed projects where people have essentially done the same thing, where they either tried to make their own game after Impressive Title and made like a Patreon or like a paid thing to keep up on updates and all this and that, and then it just kind of fell through the floor. Uh, it's very easy to get inspired by such a game, but don't realize like how easy it is to just become Kovu LKD. Like you you see this community growing and thriving, and then you see people that are at each other's throats and ruining the experience for people and making this game a fucking a hellscape for any new people that want to come in. And there's a lot of people that have very fond memories of either original impressive title or any of the public servers that came after it. And I'm sure that you have probably negative memories too. And it sucks because if you take a game, any game basically, you're gonna have a support team that's like, hey, I'm having this issue. Can you help me fix this issue? Whatever. Like, a good example is, so let me demonstrate here. So if you, let's drop our spike color. If you drop an item, it looks like this on the ground, and anyone that's around and sees it on the ground can go up to it and equip it. So a nice little scam that a lot of people love to do was they would be like, "Hey, meet me in dimension, I don't know, 50, and let's trade an item." So how do you trade an item? You can't just trade it via your inventory and pop it right on over to that person. You have to physically drop the item on the ground, and then that person has to pick it up from the ground. And uh, a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people. I don't want to throw everyone under the bus, but there have been some scammy people that would be like, "Hey, let's go do a trade and whatever." Because also people would just sit in default and be like, "Hey, I'm trading this. I'm searching for this item, whatever, you know." And people, you could confirm a trade, go to the dimension, and you would drop your item. The person would take your item, block you, and leave, or they would have another person that has already blocked you come in and wait for you to drop the item, and the OG that wants to trade with you will pick up the item and also give you nothing in return. Or well, yeah, they'll pick up the item and give you nothing in return. Or the person that already blocked you and went to the dimension uh, will pick up the item, and then the OG will be like, "Hey, you didn't drop anything," and you're gonna be like, "Well, I just dropped my super rare item on the ground. It just disappeared. What happened to it?" That's because if you block someone in this game, they literally physically vanish. You literally cannot see them anymore. It was crazy. It was a crazy thing. Where's my which one is it? Okay, yeah. So uh, but people would also try to come in and scam staff members. I feel like, well, I don't know how often it happened, but you couldn't really be like, "Hey, I'm having this technical issue. Someone stole from me, whatever." I believe Impressive Title did have its own forum back in the day too, where maybe you could get some support there, but uh, your best bet was to wait for someone to come into the map that had this little ring around them, and I keep doing that. Um, in general chat, it would say their admin and then username or vice versa has arrived in the map, and then you would see this kind of swirling around them, and you could be like, "Hey, this person stole my item," but here's the thing: this was also like seeing a god. This was also seeing a fucking god back in the day. Like if you saw this moving around someone, you knew that it meant business. Like this ring is coded in. It is not an item. So you knew that they were part of the staff. Uh, I remember being a little kid and being like so so excited to see people that were admins because it did feel very cool. It was very cool to see someone that had that kind of status. It was, I don't know. It was interesting. Um, but yeah. Anyway, back to my original point. Why did I make this server? Um, I just thought it would also be really cool to have this really cool ass ring floating around one of my characters and just have something to feel a little bit of power that I would never be able to feel in original impressive title. Um, because it, like I said, it was very cool. It was like seeing a little celebrity. Uh, but again, I was like 11 years old when uh this game first came out, and then I was 14 years old when I made this server. So yeah, you can see a lot of my old ass cringy videos on my other YouTube channel too. Whatever. Uh, so it was pretty much just a creation to say that I did something, to just have a memory to bring along. Uh, and I don't know. It was I had to take advantage of the fact that you could pretty simply and easily make your own server. Because I mean, how often are you gonna see a game developer just drop their codes and walk away from the community? It would have been really awesome if he had stuck around, but I completely understand why he wouldn't want to. And even if he's back in the community now or whatever, or if he wants absolutely nothing to do with it, I mean that's understandable. But if he's a ghost in the community and he walks among us, that would be pretty damn cool. But do I think that's happening? Probably not. I think that he just kind of wanted to let this game go. But uh, it was just it was another very cool thing to see an admin come into the map because they could spawn items, they could spawn prey, they could they're basically the impressive title god. Uh, but people would also, like I said, they would just like be circled around the admin and be like, "Yo, can I get a free item? Items, please. Drop item, drop item. Spawn prey, drop item." So I feel like it was also very annoying to sit around in default or wherever and be begged for items all the time. Uh, because like I said, there was not a very great system where people are like, "Hey, someone stole from me," and if you didn't have screenshots or anything to prove it to the admin, you're basically just asking for a free item. And in in hindsight, it's really not that big of a deal, but like people took this game seriously. As silly as that is, people took this game very seriously. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see myself ever making my server a public server or anything because I see like how damaging it was for the creator himself to give up on his own project. And I am not a coder in any way, shape, or form. I am just a simple digital artist. Uh, and I'm sure at some point we will see some of my leftover uh, creations that I made back in 2012. Again, I was 14 years old. And when you build your own server, you can change, I mean, pretty much anything you want. Uh, My cursor is something, a little sword that I drew. It is not a good cursor, especially on the main menus, which is all flat black, and I can't see the mouse. Can I change it back? Yes, absolutely. Um, Basically, all these colors are not original. The original chat box was like blue and then like a green trim, I believe, and then this is your health bar right here. This used to be green, and then when you died, quote unquote, it would turn red. I think Corpsey has a shit ton of health, so I don't know if I'll be able to show that, but um, yeah. So, like I said, I've played quite a few different impressive title servers through the years. Uh, but I've kind of just stayed away from the community in the past few years. I just kind of seen why the creator might not want to involve himself with his creation anymore, even way back then. I started seeing the cracks of the community. Um, I really don't think there's many communities out there that are great, but for a game like Impressive Title, you'd be like, oh wow, everyone is probably so tight knit and they all remember each other from original Impressive Title, and they're probably all really cool people. No, not everyone, not everyone. Um, it's just yeah, it's a very not fantastic community, especially when it's very hard to keep control of a community with a very limited amount of safety in the game. Uh, I know that a lot of new servers have been trying to put more word filters and uh, just a lot of, modern day safety precautions. But back in the day, this game had nothing like that. Because again, I really don't think that he expected it to blow up the way that it did. And I use blow up very generously because again, it was not super big. But yeah, so there was a very it lacked protection. It lacked protection, and a lot of new servers are trying to circumvent that now also, and they're trying to make it a safe place for new people that are. I mean, I feel like a lot of people that are interested in this game are probably very young, just like how I was when I first found it, and or what? Well, I didn't find it. I was introduced to it. Um, and I would love that for the future generations to have such a niche little game and a little community. But yeah, I fear it also. But yeah, I kind of just yeah, I'm rambling. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Originally, this was meant to be like a little intro, just a little intro, a couple minute intro of some fair warnings of the game, and then I was going to actually show you the game. But I fear now that this is going to be its own separate video, so I apologize for that. Uh, I am very unstructured. That's just the way it is. But yeah, this server also, um, I really haven't changed much about it because I'm not a person that codes. I'm not a person that knows anything about anything game creation related. I just followed some easy steps and made my own server, quote unquote. Um, but most people make their own private servers to test out items. I know that people make their own items. I mean, all of these had to be uh, created and fit the character and the positioning and everything like that, and mapped and coded and everything. And it's like, I don't know. If I were to make plans to create such a game and whatever, maybe I would do something like that. But I really just only changed very small details about this server. Because if I fuck up something really bad and the game no longer works or starts, I will have lost my nostalgic, my sweet, soft, impressive title, and I really don't want to lose it. So I don't want to make anything game breaking because I don't know shit about coding. All I can really do is recolor things, but I'd rather just keep the game as pristine as it was. I don't want to change many things because I want to keep the nostalgia for it. So eventually, I'm sure I'll show you uh, my login screen and whatever, which I hate and it looks terrible. And I made like some really really shitty graphics back in uh, middle school, high school, in GIMP, and was like, yes, this is gonna be this is gonna be my impressive title screens for my server. Yep. Yeah. So most people, if they have their own little private server, it's basically just to test items, to make maps, to do any of that sort of, just to test their own things. And as much as I would love to maybe make my own maps or something one day, uh, just to fuck around in, or my own little NPCs, I would have to learn how to mess with someone else's code, and I feel like that might even be more complicated because it's a code that I don't know. I know a few things. I know very, very minimal things. Like I know how to make a character an admin. I know how to change their size. I know how to use the commands for an admin, whatever, and that's about it. I don't really know how to code in any new commands or filters, anything like that. I did also, when I made my server, I don't remember how many items you could have. Maybe I just added one or two more. I don't remember. But yeah, so this is a problem in and of itself. In the original game, I don't think you could equip this many items, and your items would actually fit like in the box properly. But mine do not because coding. Uh, yeah, the server is starting to show some of its cracks. It has some issues that I don't know how to fix, and it's not really a big deal if I do know how to fix it or not, because again, it's just my private server. Like, I mean, yeah, now about 3 people, if that, are gonna watch my videos and see the server, but that's about it. So it's not really that big of a deal to me if it has cracks and whatever and doesn't work and whatever. So the game also did have music, but it has copyrighted music. So some of the music is from Oblivion, and when I boot up Oblivion and I hear some of the songs, it makes me nostalgic for Impressive Title, which it kind of sends me back into the back in time basically to booting up Impressive Title and not Oblivion. uh, and for well, I think I know some Final Fantasy music was also used, but yeah. So as far as I'm aware, which again, correct me if I'm wrong, all of the I think everything is all unique except for the music. I know some of the items were like references or whatever. I This was like one of my favorite items in the game, and I really don't know the lore on the eye bracelet. It is just called the eye bracelet. I have no idea. I have no idea if this is like an original creation or not. Um, and also, when I made this server, a lot of the private items were removed from the game, which is good because as a nice little thing that Kovu did for friends or family or whatever, he added in quite a few private items that only like a few people could access because he wanted it to be unique to them. And that was kind of another thing that people were very upset about. You would see people with items that were unattainable. Um, I I believe that people would also hack the game to get items, to get private items, to get um, things that they shouldn't have. And I think it was just really tiring. And I think that's another reason why Feral Heart he didn't include items. Um, but Feral Heart just kind of seemed very flat to me. Like, despite impressive titles, cracks, and flaws, and everything, it had its charm. And yeah, there was hackers, and there was people doing shitty things, and um, whatever. But like, despite all that, like, I didn't mind the the stealing and the uh, fighting for items and the fighting for prey and whatever. Like it was just part of the experience. And I'm sure that I have gotten items yoinked from out under me and whatever too. And but it was so long ago. It's just like at this point, who cares? And you know, you can't hold on to that forever. It's just a game. It's just a game, bro. But yeah, so I think I will be done rambling for right now. Sorry if this video sucks ass. This is just kind of it kind of devolved and turned into me just rambling and yapping. This was not my intention at all. I literally just wanted to put like a little pre-warning, uh, whatever. But yeah, I just started going. So I think in my next video, I will actually do something. We'll actually go explore. Yeah. Bye.